Hello, Jerome. Like I said,
Hey,
I'm
hey.
really excited because now we are recording your testimonial. For me, it's been a privilege to witness your transformation and an honor to serve you to the best of my ability for you to express and expand to the best of your capacity. It's been really amazing to be present for you for these 6 months, for the 6 months that we've been working together, and now moving forward to a new experience with a retreat. Looking forward to that too.
Mm.
So, um, I want to ask you three main questions. The first question is, throughout all of our work together, mhm, what was and what were or is what has helped you the most, or what you have practiced the most that you've seen a change within yourself or a transformation within yourself, be it the tools, the sessions, me as a coach, your practice, what have you practiced that has influenced anything and everything that you would like to share that you believe it's important for you to acknowledge of what you've been practicing that has helped you? What has that been?
So, well, needless to say, like I really appreciate our time together, and it's just building up of a. I'd say, well, there's a great relationship, but I would even say a friendship as well that's built up in there. So I really appreciate that. And what I found in our work together and your approach is, yes, there was some support. Like the support was there to actually create a safe space to actually be willing to look into some deeper space that sometimes we don't even know we have, right? So it's there was a good guiding in order um, to get in touch with those parts of the self that either were put aside or forgotten or whatever that is. Like, whatever do we decide to do with it? And and yeah, there's great techniques, great tools, and the fact that we meet like every week as well is good accountability. And for you, it gives you the let's say the progression or how I'm going about like on a monthly basis. I don't think that would be a good, well, maybe for a different work, but um, but for what we intended to do here was good. So yeah, I mean, like just the setup of the intention right from the get-go um, was, well, let's say it really switched the energetics in my life and opened up different paradigms. And and when we're like when we're ready to make some changes, then and we ask for them. And if it's guided as well, it seems that things precipitate themselves pretty fast. So it was good to have uh, you as kind of a guide slash anchor as well, just to, I'm gonna say it, not to go off the rocket, really. Like it was, yeah, yeah. So those tools, um, like really connecting with like with the breath with myself, with the emotions, to understand that emotions are there to be felt, and there's a reason, not a reason, there's a purpose for them as we um, as we explored a deeper purpose to actually bring wisdom. So yeah, I think
Beautiful.
it's
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Like you mentioned right now, things can precipitate pretty fast. And you actually did go through a really fast precipitation of what you asked for. It was really amazing to see that happening, like where everything you wanted to release to step into the new life that you're going right now into
yeah,
started happening really fast, and to a point that you were like, oh my God, now everything I had, it's gone. And now I'm starting this anew. So everything I was used to is gone.
yeah,
That was a very deep moment in our work
yeah,
together that I'd like to acknowledge. And I'd also like to acknowledge your consistency through it. I know it was not easy, but you were consistent and you were present. And it was really amazing to guide you through those moments until we got the breakthrough and things started to move forward in that sense. If there was any specific, sorry, not that question, no, that you already answered. If you were to share, uh, what was your before and after? Meaning, before we started working, where were you? What were you desiring? What was the purpose of starting to work together, right? What was the journey like for you, right? And where do you consider to be yourself now after this journey?
So that is a interesting question because yes, there's so now I still like I feel like myself. Like I feel like myself like I felt before.
Mhm.
Um it feels that there's a depth, there's a more understanding or connection. I would say not understanding, connection with uh different areas within that um that now brings power rather than holding me back, let's say.
What would
You know,
those
like
areas have been? What were those areas that were holding you back and now you feel more connected with?
so just in order to be shy, like shy of expressing oneself or not feeling allowed, right? Or you know, like there was a place of where the creation was muffled for multiple reasons or or beliefs that were there that were running the show for a long time, and because they were so ingrained uh within they were that was the default program. So every time trying to explore something new or to try something different in life or just bring a different paradigm in thinking, there would be those energies that would bring me back into this, which creating a lot of unsettlement of just in the being. Um, so now that we've gone through the process of um, recognizing and I'm gonna say integrate um, those energies. Now it feels like there's more amplitude to move, to think, there's no stress about really what's coming down the pipe, like it's just, there's more room to actually enjoy what is now, really, really. And then, and then just ready to embark onto what comes. And the seeing of the possibilities, just things just align differently, really. I embarked on that journey just because I was doing fairly well. I was happy, content with what I was going, but there was always a place where I was feeling limited, and I knew the limits were within myself. They were not like coming from like external limits. So that's why I jumped into this with you to be able to um, find out what was those things because I need a buddy to look what's behind me. Like I can't see what's in my back. So exactly. So yeah, those all those moments of introspections and guidance to be able to be willing to look at something that I feel but I don't know what is there, then it made sense. Things made sense. And yeah, there you go.
And through the integration of that place that you know that nobody knows, basically, that we talked about, where all those stories were stored, do you feel now more certain going forward and creating the life that you are starting to create now that you prompted yourself to create as we started to work together?
Yeah. So obviously, when going through all of these things, uh, I had an idea of what life could be prior, but it was in response to what felt was missing, what felt wasn't there, and so on and so forth. And now that we've gone through that process of, I'm going to use the word restructuration,
Mhm.
um, now I'm in really a place of, excuse me, um, I would say it's a serene place, but not that nothing happens. It's just a place um, where now the possibilities are kind of allowed to sprout out and not out of answering to my um, sense of lack, let's say, or not coming from, my limitation thinking. They're more coming on their own, actually. Literally, that's how I would say. It's not me chasing after something I think I need right now. And it's more organically happening. And, timing happens, uh, connections happens, and um, there's a freedom to it, really. Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is
A
beautiful.
flow,
A
a
sense of
flow and freedom.
flow. This is beautiful. So the sense of peace of self and clarity of mind that allows you to just flow into what
Yeah.
you're achieving, basically.
Yeah.
You say that is what you're feeling?
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Exactly. It's not a conflict of, oh, I should be doing more or I should be doing like it's not no, because timing just happens. And it's like they say, when it's the sun shines that it's time to make the hay. Like you can't stress yourself when it's not the time. So it's even greater than the weather patterns, if I would say. So yeah,
Beautiful.
just
And
being
it,
too.
it sounds like a full presence in the moment, basically, in being okay with it, whatever happens, whatever is coming your way.
Well, yeah, I'd say presence would be the key on that to be able to bring the awareness of what wants to come forth or what does no longer want to come forth, right? So it's just not no attachment to an actual idea or concept,
Mhm.
and then just to be just ready to receive. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This is great. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is really, I mean, especially if I may share my appreciation of what I saw from this side as you were going through it, which is fantastic, is at the beginning there was this fixed idea of how you wanted things to be or how they should or have to be because that's the way they had been in the past, right? And you want to shift this new way to your own practice, right? To helping other people.
Yep.
And there came a moment where everything that was holding you back left you and you were completely free to start this new canvas, right? And I think it was one of the scariest moments of, okay, so now what? Where do I go? There's no previous knowledge to move forward in this direction, right? And that can be the scariest moment of anyone because the moment we meet, the moment that we've been desiring to be completely free to move forward in the direction that we want, can also be the scariest because we don't know how to start. Where in the
Yeah.
past we've been told how to start, and now when it comes up to you to start, and there's no guideline, it's like, okay, now it's up to me to choose. And I think that was that was the biggest breakthrough moment that I consider a privilege to witness in our process together. And how little by little you started to open up to the experience and receive it, and then put forth the conception of what you truly desire and feel safe in doing so. So for me to witness that in our process together was really amazing. Was really, really amazing. It was challenging at first to understand the way you work with energy, right?
Mm.
And to be fully present for you to understand your flow of energy was also something amazing. So I'm really just so grateful for the experience we've had so far, and I can only look forward to see what's going to come now. You know,
Yeah.
in a couple of days you're going to be now in the Riviera Maya, and we're going to go to the Awakening Retreat together. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, looking forward. And I have to say, like yeah, like you mentioned, so I've been doing a lot of work for many, many years and always been connected with the deep energies and everything, right? So, and then it up to the time that we, like you said, everything crumbled and li literally crashed. Um, the the way I was going about with being in connection with those energies, I realize now that there's a lot of conditions tied to that. So it's conditional. And and now it's really more of about the surrendering to and then to just witness how things evolve, really. And this is where stress is not there. There's no attachment to an outcome or a way that it should be happening. So that was how it was before. And then a bit of anxiety with, oh, that's weird that it's not moving this way or shifting that way. And then which then would create certain doubts of, do I really have a connection with this or am I just playing myself, right? Now that there's some cleaning that happened, or or just recognition, some recognition that happened, uh, then it's there's there's no bitter taste to the experience, if I would say, right? There's no, yeah, yeah, I could just be there and totally be present into what's is being showing up at each and every moment, and to look at it from a different perspective, to experience it from a different experience, yeah, from a different point of standpoint, let's say. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This is really fantastic.
Yeah.
Jerome, is there anything else that you would like to ask, that you would like to add in this testimonial that you feel is important to tell to yourself? Let's imagine that in the future, right, you encounter a situation, right, in which you have to go within and find strength within, and you have this testimonial for yourself, right? What would you say to your future self from the awareness that you have right now, from the awareness that you have created through this journey?
Well, I would feel that anything I would say right now to my future self would be like a child talking to uh, a more grown up, because I'm gonna keep evolving with this, right? So looking back, I'm gonna be like, well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mhm.
And more. So something I would like to say to myself. I've always been true to myself. Now it's to a greater self, so that's to more complete or aligned self. So that's great. Um, so those values, my core values, haven't changed at all. These are very um how would I say? Those are very much building blocks of how life actually arrange itself. in my life, right? And it's not because I stick to those values, it's I actually revisited them and actually redef like brought more definition to them. So that's even that's nice. So to keep evolving, really, that's what I would say to myself. Like if ever there's something that happens that it's trickier, and yeah, but no, there's I think there's yeah, I feel that the journey is just well, it's always been the journey in growth and everything. So so I don't think I could say something now that would help me further. That is
Something that you'd like to remember.
to remember. To remember.
Something that's important to remember about yourself.
Hmm. Well, I knew that I've always had the power within, like the strength within. Like I don't even know like the extent of it quite yet, but I've always known that this was there. Before I didn't know how to kind of tap fully because it was always scary to tap into that energy. And so now I realize that there's no reason to actually um, carry any fear about literally anything. And and that I think is the a key point into approaching, you know, any situation or yeah, yeah. It's I know I'm not answering your question directly,
It's okay.
but it's
There's no wrong answer. It's you talking to yourself.
but that is that is the thing. It's just we are our best friend and also worst enemy in that sense. So which one do we want to actually uh believe or trust or follow, right? So this is the power of choice is there, the power, and so yeah, it's just to live in harmony with oneself is pretty to allow ourselves actually to allow ourselves to live in harmony. That's even different step.
Beautiful. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And one last question is, if you were to recommend this journey to someone, who would
Mm.
you recommend it to and why?
So I don't have a specific name, obviously,
Mhm.
uh, to recommend, but anyone is that would be excuse me, that are that want to change to find more harmony within themselves, to actually uh, uh, be willing to take charge, like not take charge, but take responsibility for their lives. Like, and I thought I was responsible for my life until, oh no, we have to take responsibility for the not so fun stuff as well. So that is within us, right? And the thing is to be able to recognize it. So somebody that wants to take full responsibility and that is willing to put in the work to recognize, or not, it's not even the work, to be open to actually recognize and and uh and also a person that like people that are ready to um shake their foundations and push their boundaries, uh, you know, explore into their courage and people that are willing to shake their lives as well. Like I'm sure it doesn't have to go to the extent it went on my end, but I was also I'm super happy that it happened because everything kind of got turned upside down. So, so I don't think there's a way to know what is going to happen in the journey, but it's to be able to a person that is ready for change, right? Like yeah, somebody that is ready for change and not scared. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna rephrase that. Somebody that is fully willing to embrace whatever comes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
And I can definitely see that happening now in your life.
yeah,
Whereas before there was a lot of conditioning or control of where it should go and where it has to go according to what was pre-established in your reality, to now coming to a place of I'm willing to receive and then contribute from that receivership, that you are willing to conceive just the way you conceive. It doesn't
yeah,
have to be a certain way that you don't have, you shouldn't have to do things in a certain way that you were taught, but actually now listening to what you truly desire and the way you want to show up and allowing that to express itself and expand into a new reality of you and the life that you're living. And it's really been a privilege, like I said before, to witness that transformation and an honor to serve you and to be present for you all the parts of the journey.
yeah. Yeah, it was very pleasurable and sometimes not that pleasurable on my end, but that's just part of the process and it's uh it's great to it was great to be able to share that with a constant, like so you being there for that process uh was great because the value of a constant brings perspective, right? As
Mhm.
well. So yeah, yeah, thank you so much.
Beautiful. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Is there anything else that you would like to say to anyone looking at this video?
Yeah, if you ever watch that video and are willing to hear something, it's um don't go into this with your mind. If you're actually on the verge of should I do this, should I not do this, just go deep inside your heart and just follow what actually is being guided, not like, oh, I should do this or oh, I don't think I could do that. You don't think about that chatter. You don't listen to that chatter. Really, um, it's like go inside your emotions and make a decision from there because that's truly where the decision has to be taken from. And it might be like standing in front of a cliff and wondering if you're going or not, and all the mind says nothing is makes sense, but then just your heart just wants to have that experience. So just go with that. Go with that. There's something calling you. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jerome, for sharing
Yeah,
this. And I look forward to seeing you in a few days now.
yeah, yeah, we will.
Excellent.
That's gonna be nice. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm going to stop the recording now.